Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Man, you want to talk about a fall from grace. This is Michael Saylor. This is a guy that was pushing Bitcoin, telling everybody was going to get to $1 million. He believed in Bitcoin so much that he took money from his company, MicroStrategy. And by the way, MicroStrategy, they're known for creating a software, helps corporations come up with great financial strategies. That's what it's famous for. So you can understand why people are upset when the guy who created a company whose software helps people make wise decisions financially takes a huge portion of the money from the company and dumps it all into Bitcoin. And that's back when the thing got up to around $60,000. The company was negative $1 billion. And out of the billion that it was negative, 910 million of it came from losses due to Bitcoin. Yikes. So the company probably would have had a pretty decent year had it not been for the loss in value in Bitcoins. Now to add fuel to the fire, Michael Saylor is being sued. Before we get into that, though, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, now is the time to buy the shine. Go check out our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. First-time buyers, if you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. So talk about adding insult to injury. The D.C. Attorney General sues Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy for tax evasion. Yeah, apparently Mike here was living in New York and claiming to be having a residence somewhere in Virginia or Florida and not paying his state taxes. New York has a law over there called the False Claims Act, and that encourages whistleblowers to snitch on people that you know are evading taxes. And somebody actually snitched on Michael Saylor, telling New York that he lives there most of the year and not in Virginia or not in Florida. Wow. So Michael Saylor owes about $25 million in taxes, but with the penalties and everything, it's going to get up to around $100 million. That is crazy. So the AG is definitely going after Michael Saylor. Look at, he's all proud too. Look at this. Today we're suing Michael Saylor, a billionaire tech executive who has lived in a district for more than a decade that has never paid any DC income taxes for tax fraud. So not only has Michael Saylor lost his position as CEO because of the bad investment that he made into Bitcoin, but now he's being sued for tax evasion. So when he stepped down from the CEO position at MicroStrategy, they moved him into another section where his job was to solely focus on Bitcoin. To me, it sounded like they put the guy in timeout. I mean, this guy's the founder of this company, but that doesn't give him an excuse. Make bad financial investments that cost the corporation $1 billion in losses, and that's really sad. So it seems like it's just going from bad to worse for Michael Saylor. Here's my thought on that whole thing. Cryptos do that. They go up and down. Do I think it'll ever get back up to where it was before, around the 64,000? It's possible, of course. Bitcoin has done this in the past, where it reached a high at the time of 20,000, but then turned around and dropped all the way down to $3,200 and stayed around that level for a couple of years before rebounding and then reaching new record heights. So is that possible? It could do that again? Yeah, of course it is. But let me tell you what my issue is. We're in the midst of being forced into this great reset. The goal of the World Economic Forum is to deplete people of all their money. They want everybody in the world as poor as possible so that we're then relying on them for help, and then they control you. And that's not an exaggeration. That's legitimate. People are waking up to that. Thank God. I get why people want to invest in cryptocurrencies. It's exciting. There was a lot of excitement over the last couple of years watching cryptocurrencies, but now it's just really sad to see that people are getting their ass kicked and losing a lot of money. But keep in mind, you don't lose money until you actually sell the cryptos. So if you're just holding on to them, there's not a loss yet. Come to find out, there's a handful of serious crypto investors in my group, and I mean they spent a lot of money. Thoughts and prayers out for them, and I mean that legitimately. I'm hoping that you guys get a rebound that can help you recoup a lot of that money. That's why I keep telling people, look, if you're going to invest in the cryptocurrencies, you better make sure you have discretionary funds. In other words, whatever money you pump into cryptocurrencies, if you lose it all, it's not the end of the world for you. You might just be frustrated or you might be pissed off, but it isn't going to change your life. In other words, you're not going to lose your house because you're paying your mortgages. You have gas for your car. You can buy food. Your kids are going to school. They're fed. You get where I'm going with this? You're not strapping yourself to the point where you're now in some kind of debt and it's a hole you can't get out of. That's why I keep encouraging people, if you're going to get into cryptos, use discretionary funds. You hear me tell you that all the time. Speaking of, rumor has it, a whale sent over 200,000 Bitcoin to exchanges. Is it Michael Saylor? Man, if he's now selling his cryptocurrencies, he might have to because he has no choice. But if that's the case, talk about a huge loss. Crypto Twitter uncovers a whale that sent over 200,000 Bitcoin to exchanges, with rumors suggesting it's Saylor's micro-strategy with an intention to sell. Yeah, well, it's affecting the markets because think supply and demand. If you are saturating the market with a bunch of Bitcoins, well, then the value is going to go down. And you know, when it comes to Bitcoin, that saying, high tide lifts all ships. Well, that same tide, when it goes down with that same ship, so do the other cryptos. It says a prominent influencer took to Twitter on Monday to disclose an interesting transaction on Bitcoin blockchain. According to the screenshot of the transactions, one of the largest Bitcoin whale addresses appears to have sent its Bitcoin holdings to exchanges in July. Holders often send their coins to exchanges when they intend to sell off their holdings. This practice seems to be indicating that possibility, notwithstanding a more interesting fact, the assertion that the whale address could very well be Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy Bitcoin address. Well, if they are preparing themselves to sell off, it's a bad time for people to find out because people are dumping their cryptos right now. So that means by the time he goes to sell his cryptos, he's already taken another loss. Ouch. I'm 99% certain this is Michael Saylor's Bitcoin address, and they're planning to sell everything. When he soon sells, expect a bloodbath to the likes we've never seen before, as he shared a screenshot of the blockchain transactions. The assertion has been met with mixed reactions, with some users expressing shock. And nonetheless, others have highlighted the fact that the address had more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy was publicly revealed to hold. If that's the case, he might not have been honest about how much Bitcoin he actually bought, to the detriment of his company, it could be. In light of this, they have refuted claims of the address belonging to the firm. I'll look at the address, there it is right there on the blockchain. Explorer indicates that the wallet has transacted 851 times, having sent and received an equal amount of 241,914 Bitcoin, worth $4 billion against the prevalent rate. The address systematically offloaded the Bitcoin in a series of unequal successive transactions from July 18th. The last transaction, which occurred on July 21st, involved 4,006 Bitcoin. Saylor, being one of the most prominent Bitcoin maximalists, has remained vocal about his firm's ability to hodl its Bitcoin holdings, despite what the crypto winter throws at the markets. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you're one of these people that have so much faith in cryptocurrencies, then you should do like Michael Saylor. I hope he's a man of his word. And that is, look, I don't care how much it goes up or down. I'm holding on to it because I know it's the best investment. So you shouldn't panic when the market crashes. I mean, give me a break. Our market has crashed several times, but those who kept their stocks, it eventually rebounds. So that's what Michael Saylor should be doing. Don't sell the things when you have such a huge loss. Unless somebody's forcing him to do it, I can't imagine him parting with any of them. He's the kind of guy that would just say, so what? I'll just hang tight. While Tesla is dumping its Bitcoin, oh wow, Tesla. Remember I was telling you guys, it's funny how they always pump. And they tell you about all the companies that are buying and how much money they're spending on cryptocurrencies, but they never tell you when they sell. So here you go, Tesla's dumping their Bitcoins. MicroStrategy purchased an additional 80 Bitcoin from May to June amidst the bear market. The firm increased its Bitcoin holdings to 129,699 coins as of June 29th. Should MicroStrategy dump its Bitcoin holdings, it could create a ripple effect that will potentially crash the market. There goes my conspiracy mind right away. I can't help but feel like a lot of this is planned. Seriously, maybe I shouldn't feel so sorry for Michael Saylor. So when I was going back and forth and bickering with people who love cryptocurrency so much, I always express my concerns. The government getting involved, there's no more peer-to-peer anonymity. Your money could be taken by a hacker or the government at any time, paying taxes on it, huge whale being able to control the market. And the fact that all the cryptocurrencies move up and down at the same time. And most of all, the fact that it only takes a tweet from Elon Musk to cause cryptos to move. To me, that doesn't sound like a very safe or sound investment, if you get my drift there, if you get what I'm saying. So hell yeah, if he dumps all of those Bitcoins, and to me it looks like it's not just Michael Saylor. If you have Elon Musk dumping his, Michael Saylor dumping his, that is it for cryptocurrencies, you guys. I don't know how they're going to recover from this. People's entire life savings are being wiped out. That's why I say with cryptocurrencies, you should only invest discretionary funds. So this news is having an effect on the market already. As you can clearly see, Bitcoin's down another $1,154. Ethereum's down $150. So now you got Bitcoin at $18,746. Ethereum's at $1,513. XRP's at 32 cents. Cardano's at 46 cents. Solana, $31.18. Dogecoin's still hanging around that 6-cent mark. Polkadot at $6.97. Polygon's at 80 cents. Shiba still at 4012. If people who've been listening to my videos since the beginning, you've heard me express my concerns about cryptocurrencies. And there's no doubt that since, last July, all my concerns are being lived out in real time. Everything that I said I was concerned was going to happen actually happened. It's even affecting the Luna coin, although that's only 12%. It's still going down a little bit, but it's starting to go back up. It's at 3036. The last time I checked, it was up 440% just over the past week. This kind of loss in value is not a big deal to me, although I did enjoy watching it over the past few days. And as you can see, since I've been making this video, Luna's already rebounding. It's starting to regain the losses that occurred because of this potential dump. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bloodbath. If people are losing all this money, they'll have no faith in cryptocurrencies whatsoever. These people should have backed themselves up with gold, and they wouldn't have had this problem. Satama, 0.2015, it's down 10%. So it looks like everybody's seen red. And we haven't even seen the transactions happen yet, if indeed those Bitcoins are going to sell. But if they do, man, this is going to be really, really bad. And the sad part is, man, I said when this thing crashes, everything is going to get wiped out. And you might see what? A handful of cryptos that will survive the crash. Didn't I say that? There's too many of them out there. And the kind of crash that I'm expecting to happen, when it does, there's not going to be very many cryptos left over. Anyways, life for Michael Saylor right about now is not looking too sharp. But that's the whole thing about investing. You're up one day and down the next. But this guy put everything on the line. If him and I were talking and he said, Pimpy, what do you think about me selling my Bitcoin? I would say, I wouldn't sell any of them unless you absolutely, positively are forced to do so. Because until you sell them, you haven't incurred any loss. And once you sell those, if you sell them all at one time, he's definitely going to crash the crypto market. Just wait for them to rebound. This has happened before. From 2017, when it jumped up to around 20,000, came back down, and then we didn't start to see any type of rebound until 2019. Crypto's just barely crashed in November of 2021. If we're following the same patterns, well, you won't see any kind of recuperation until 2023 if it recoups at all. You guys let me know what you guys think. Anyways, that's it for now. I am out.